go
What?
to this.
Hold on. That wasn't back too soon.
Here, he'll do it right now. So what are you guys looking forward to food-wise for Thanksgiving? What's the one that's gonna, really do it for you?
My wife makes homemade macaroni and cheese. It is there's nothing in it that's good for you
Word.
except for your soul.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's got like 79 different kinds of cheeses.
How many souls are in it though?
Well, there is a sacrifice that happens beforehand. But no, so it's 79 is probably a little high, but it's kind of like 4 or 5. And but it's a whole big tray. And my kids ask for it every year for every different holiday. It's like, it's Easter, we need to have macaroni and cheese. Like, the Easter Bunny didn't bring macaroni and cheese to Jesus Christ.
No, because Jesus Christ didn't know about
Rabbit
cultured
laying
cheese.
Yeah. So yeah, that's ultimately. But we don't actually do turkey, so that's.
You don't do turkey.
Why, everyone else thinks that's pretty weird, right?
Actually, it's not. Being from the South, we do almost every meat. So we have turkey, ham,
But you still do turkey.
chicken, hen,
Yeah.
ribs, brisket. We do it all. So.
Yeah,
You're
you
saying
think-
you don't do turkey.
This is
though.
the one holiday where you should have turkey, right? It's called Turkey Day,
Turkgiving.
right? Turkey
Yeah.
Day and all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
So what do y'all have instead?
A ham.
Okay, that's fine.
So
That's-
we
yeah.
got with me. We're not crazy ass vegan people. Or
Yeah.
anything like that. So, but the it's weird. Christmas you can get away with a ham. Easter
Yes.
obviously a ham. I think that's kind of traditional. But Thanksgiving should be a turkey. My wife, who does all the cooking,
My wife.
says she ain't spending 6 hours cooking a turkey. So you know what we're not having?
Turkey.
Turkey.
Well, if you
So,
decide to buy an already cooked turkey,
I'm not ready to give up on that culture yet. So
I'm just saying, like, are you like, hey, my wife's not cooking it. Can I give you money to cook one for me?
can I pay somebody to
Yeah.
bring somebody else's food into my house?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't, Kevin.
That happens every day.
What you call him, Kevin?
It's called no, Captain.
Oh, Captain. I thought you called him
Yeah,
Kevin.
it's the same way as fast food,
Yeah.
delivering
Kelsey's
food.
name was too ethnic for me.
So you decided
now
he's
you're
Kevin,
Kevin.
now.
Now I'm like, Kelsey, no, I don't like that shit. Too Celtic.
What about you, Tasheena? What are you looking forward to this year?
I don't know. I guess I have been in charge of the sweet potatoes for the last 3 or 4 years
That's good.
because I make them
Yeah.
like myself, and I mix bananas and
Ooh.
honey into them,
Bananas.
and it,
Wow, I
it
didn't
has
see that
this
coming.
pecan crumble topping on the top.
Okay,
it's really,
okay.
It's really good.
When are you eating on Thursday? That's kind of incredible. Because I
Yeah.
was thought you were going to go with the butter and the marshmallows and
No,
that route.
no, because nobody in my house likes marshmallows.
Word.
So
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
sounds kind of fantastic.
yeah, and I make slow cooker mashed potatoes, which is the hands down best way to make mashed potatoes.
I don't know. See, what I'm looking forward to is my mashed potatoes. I make them with cream cheese. And
What?
oh, you don't even
Oh, yeah.
know.
I know I don't know. That's why I said what?
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's the way
Focus
to
on
do
what?
it.
Yeah, cream cheese and mashed potatoes makes them perfectly fluffy. You don't need the extra salt in there because it already gives it the flavor.
Sound like my shit thick though.
Oh, it's thick.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah,
creamy.
it's gonna stick to the side of your body all over
But
and
it's
make
not-
you a better person.
But it's not tart?
No,
You don't put sour cream on
put,
top of it again?
you can put sour cream in it. What I do is I put cheese in it, kind of like I'm making a big baked potato.
So you
and,
put cream cheese and
And
cheese.
Yeah,
Of course.
it's Thanksgiving.
How much garlic?
No, what?
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 I never mind then.
Who said garlic?
I said garlic.
And then I'll put
Mad garlic.
scallions in there.
Oh,
Just, yeah. So that way, kind of blends out.
That's all right.
And that's my favorite thing that I make.
You're doing that this year?
Oh yeah, I do it every year.
Okay.
I do it for Christmas, do it for Thanksgiving, do it for my mom's birthday because she's like, I just want those. And I'm
Does
like,
Drundar do Thanksgiving?
we used to do a Friendsgiving. That got a little out of hand. Although last year we had people over and
Out of
they
hand,
all
how
thought
so?
they thought it was gonna be like a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving where we gave them toast and jelly beans and they show up.
Why
and
did they think
Andy
that?
made duck, and it was like this beautiful spread.
Oh, excuse me.
Was that contagious?
I don't know.
You looked at me when you burped. That was crazy.
I didn't mean to. Like using my eyesight.
It came inside me and left just as quickly. I made the potatoes. We had a whole bunch of veggies, a bunch of homemade breads, pudding, pies.
Meat.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
all over. And everyone's like, what? We're like, yeah, it's Thanksgiving. Welcome.
Why did they think they were getting toast and jelly beans?
Because we live in a Muppet type house.
Yeah,
And everyone who comes in goes, this is kind of all over the place. there's no way they're going to make us a good Thanksgiving. But we knocked it out of the fucking park. We had all sorts of beers, liquors, and champagnes. And we're just
So my question: how did it get out of control? What was
our control?
Yeah, because that sounds
they
like
had beers, liquors, and champagne.
well, that sounds like a good ass time.
Yeah,
So
well,
what?
that's why it got out of control, because a lot of people are like, oh, we don't have to bring anything. Let's just show up for Friendsgiving, and it ends up being a lot.
Okay, well, did you tell them they needed to bring something?
We encouraged everyone to bring something. And,
Keyword is encourage.
and, you know,
nah, you gotta be like, nah, nigga, you gotta bring some shit.
We had a lot of those sweet Hawaiian rolls everyone
Yeah.
brought, but that's all anyone brought. So we just had a stack for a while of that.
The Hawaiian rolls.
That doesn't
Yeah.
sound like a problem to me at all.
It's not until you realize your waistline is getting bigger. And you're
I
just
don't have that
eating
problem.
Italian roll or Hawaiian rolls.
I don't have that
Until
issue.
everyone's taking a nap in the
Yeah,
living
Yeah,
room.
right. You know, we're like, oh, today's been a weird day. Kelsey's like, not for me. You know, shit, man. Everyone else is having a day.
Hey,
Like, shit.
You need one of those to let you know.
Oh my
the
God.
place.
What are you looking forward to, Kels?
Shit, Thursdays, man.
Just in general,
Yeah,
Thursdays.
just living.
Is
breathing.
Captain D's open on Thanksgiving?
Hell nah. You better not be. That show would have my black ass in there. But no, I guess another day on Earth. That's always a time to be thankful for.
It's a pretty low standard.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, you gotta start low so you can just build your way up, man. Because life will get you down.
Nah, I think of it as the world is ending. We're not going to make it another 50 years. So I'm excited for certain things all the time.
Exactly. Just not having to work, just hanging out, friends, family, eating. I guess if anything, I'm a dressing person. If you don't know what dressing is,
yeah.
it's black stuffing. We don't have stuffing in the South. In most black households, we call it dressing. We make it completely separate, and it tastes nothing like your traditional dressings. And it's baller, and a can of cranberry sauce.
Can I find out more about this on Black Twitter?
No, you can find that out through black people. That lets me know that you don't have many of a black friend.
You're not talking about real people, are you? You have
Yeah.
to talk to people?
Yes. But no, I'm a
right.
cranberry dressing guy, so I could just sit down and eat a pan of that, and a can of cranberry sauce to myself, little light gravy. So yeah, that's always my highlight of my Thanksgiving.
Damn.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into our Thanksgiving episode. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Escaping Podcast.
The best podcast in Colorado Springs when it comes to all things geek, nerdy, and everything in between.
And by everything in between, he means those centimeters that are slowly diminishing in between your belly and your waistband. It is our Thanksgiving episode. We're getting ready
Gobble,
to
gobble.
eat a bunch, gobble it up, and spew it back at you in podcast formats. I am Daniel. As always, to my left, I've got...
Kells for show, a.k.a. The Holiness, a.k.a. TGIF. Thank God I'm fly.
And across from him, there's this fella who's never ready.
I tell you what, today I'm a little bit ready in that my name is officially Mr. Swint.
Ew.
As opposed to Lieutenant Colonel Swint.
Oh!
Okay.
So today I actually got out of the Army.
Wow.
Is that congratulations?
I say
Okay.
that's-
Is that on purpose?
Yeah, that's
I went
definitely
right
congratulations.
there. So,
All right.
so there you go. Not quite as fly, but it is pretty fly for a white guy.
Yes. Oh, I see what you did there.
You see how I did?
Yeah. You're
Turn it
awesome.
around.
Sitting next to him, joining us, is our new social media manager. She's fantastic. You've heard of her. You've probably seen her on billboards across America. What's her name?
Hi, I'm Tasheena,
Hey, Tasheena, welcome back.
newest and shiniest member.
That's
You're
true.
so shining.
Somehow we got her to come back and work with us after our last episode with her.
Intro.
Don't you keep bringing it up? It's not a good memory.
No, but that's why we have to remember. It's like when the Christ child died. We must always remember.
It's like Holocaust memorials is what it's like.
Exactly. Growing up Jewish, let me tell you, my parents took us there instead of Disneyland, and that's a whole weird experience where they're like, at least you didn't have to go through this.
Holocaust land?
Holocaust museums.
Were there characters walking around?
No,
Okay,
no,
look.
it's sad.
No, they were blown around.
You get a picture of a child, you get like a little card, and then you
What are
follow
you talking
through.
about in D.C.?
No, I'm talking about in L.A.
Oh.
They're all over, man. We all
Are they?
remember. Anyways, let's talk about things that are on the opposite spectrum of that. Things we're thankful for. And I swear to God, TJ, if you say you're thankful for the Holocaust, I'm going to flip the fucking table.
Actually, I was low key gonna say that because everything that happens needed to happen for us to be here, right?
Hot
at this time
take.
period.
We just lost 600 likes on Facebook.
I'm just saying, like, no, it was bad and all, but that's a given. I'm just saying.
So, Thanksgiving, a time to eat, a time about appropriating culture, a time where we took from the Native Americans and gave them just disease-ridden
Smallpox.
blankets.
Yeah. Yes.
And then when they tried to make the trade back, we said, don't be an Indian giver. It's a whole messed up time. But in that time, we get to meet up with our families or our families that we've made and talk about what we're thankful for. Guys, what are you thankful for in geekdom?
Man, all kinds of stuff. Jesus Christ. I mean, geekdom's a little bit of a broad area,
Yeah.
but I tell you.
It's true. It's true.
Wow. I mean, I'll tell you that overall, I'm extraordinarily thankful that the superhero genre in both movies, television, everywhere, and now comic books is mainstream.
I'd like to say I personally, I know you guys like to dog on this, every week in and out, but I'm just thankful for a world where these movies exist, be it X-Men Origins Wolverine or Green Lantern or Batman Begins or any of those. Personally, I know you guys hate it, but, I'm thankful for all of this.
World over here.
So you're thankful for Batman vs. Superman?
Oh, I'm just glad that we got a chance to see it. I personally... A world where that exists is a world I'm happy to be in.
Oh, like when you had Woody Harrelson with the Carnage wheel.
It's fantastic.
That is pretty cool. I did like that.
That was my TJ impersonation.
Very good.
I mean, the surge in popularity when it comes to, anything that's even adjacent to superhero genre is amazing too. I mean, you've got like these kind of, cross. Genre properties like Stranger Things or where you've got like girls with or people with superpowers and this like overarching sci-fi element or like Super 8,
Super 8 really did change it too. That was completely
underrated. That was
underrated.
a cool movie. I like that shit a lot.
Yeah, that did just kind of come and go.
Yeah,
it was a great film.
Well, and it's like one of the things I love about that, the same with Rogue One, is there's no big romance element to it. The most romantic it got was when the kids held hands at the end. And with Rogue One, they weren't going to fall in love. Instead, they're like, we're fucking dead. Give me a hug. Here's how I'm going.
Because most people live their whole lives without being loved, so it's easy to relate to that story.
Okay.
Depressing. Welcome to the holidays, folks.
Yes.
Kelsey, what are you thankful for in geekdom? Let's start small. Comic books.
Oh, we want to go to comics. So this year, I would say like the thing I'm most thankful for in comic books would be Jason Aaron's run on Thor. It is coming to a thunderous end.
Yeah.
You talking about? Okay.
Yeah. So and one of the main reasons I love it so much because he captured the mythology of Thor. He took what was done beforehand and added to that to make it his own thing. And he also brought us some of my favorite moments in comic books. Like you have Thor wielding 2 hammers when he was fighting Gore and trying to stop the God bomb from going off. And Gore's back.
Gore as a character is amazing.
Gore was right, and Gore's back.
Gore was right.
Exactly. And then we get like young Thor teaming up with modern Thor, teaming with old King Thor.
Teaming up with granddaughter's Thor.
They are amazing.
The Daughters of the Storm.
The Daughters of the Storm. God damn, they're so cool.
Exactly. And then you also get with old King Thor in the future, we get old man Phoenix, Wolverine with the Phoenix Force at the end of time. Damn, him and old King Thor fight. And right when they are done being the shit out of each other, guess who pops up? Doom Supreme with the Eye of Agamotto, the Iron Fist, the Star Brand. Everything else in the cosmos that was just laying around, and Thor had to fight him with the spirit of the Phoenix Force inside his hammer for untold years.
Man,
and
I just want to make sure that you're on record as saying that you like the Phoenix Wolverine with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
He didn't have the Infinity Gauntlet.
Isn't that the same? Oh, I'm sorry. Similar but going on at the same time with Wolverine is on the Infinity Watch.
During Infinity Wars.
Yeah,
Wolverine, old man with the Phoenix Force. It makes sense. The Phoenix, the connection to the X-Men, to Jean Grey, all that connecting. And he's always like one of the only heroes surviving in most alternate futures. And just seeing Wolverine just there with that in the Shogun agent inspired outfit, which goes back into his history of being a ninja and things of that nature. So he's once again a Ronin of the spaceways.
Absolutely.
I'll tie in with you there, Kelsey. It's a little bit longer than just this last year, but I am excited that X-Men are back forefront in the comic book series.
All hail Hickman.
Well, the Hickman run is fabulous, and then all the Dawn of X titles that are coming out. But I'm just talking about even previously. There was a period of time where there were enough signals in the industry, there was enough plot points to indicate that maybe X-Men were going away, and mutants in general maybe going to Pocket Universe somewhere else, and then they didn't. And thank God.
And it was gross because the Inhumans flopped, just like that TV series.
Oh my God.
Well, it's because they're
It was all business. That was gross about the whole thing.
They're not put
I
together
did
well.
try to watch The Inhumans, but
I did watch it, and I wish I didn't.
You cannot get Medusa's
rough.
hair right. Is that possible?
No.
You can, yes, you can.
Oh yeah.
You can absolutely do it, but it's going to take a lot.
You can if you want to. There's a will and a way. Like we have the Hulk looking real. We have all these other characters. In Days of Future Past, Iceman looked like Iceman. You have all these characters. You have Surtur. You had Hela with her shit growing the swords. I mean,
that seems like the kind of thing, though, that they would have improved upon if the Inhumans had taken off.
Exactly.
The budget wasn't there for them
because they didn't care. Because Feige didn't have anything to do with it. Just like with Aquaman, they had to use special technology to get their hair on the water. You can use that same technology, apply it to Medusa.
Yeah, but you're talking about movies with like $500 million.
Sure,
right.
Yes.
That's the difference.
To be fair, it also looked like they had the wig that they were going to use to animate on her,
Yes.
and then didn't animate it.
Exactly.
And they just left it alone.
Yeah,
It was ridiculous. Tasheena, what about you? What's something that you're thankful for in the comic realm of Captain?
I'm gonna go like totally different from anybody I know, and say Shade the Changing Girl.
Awesome. That was the return of Shade as a character, right?
It was part of the Young Animal imprint, which from DC, which was where what's his name?
Shade the Changing Man.
No, from My Chemical Romance.
Oh, Gerard Way.
Gerard Way, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, that was where he was kind of taking over publishing and curating these books. So we had like
right.
Cave Carson, and Interstellar Eye, and
which was underrated and weird and fantastic.
Doom Patrol came back,
And Gerard Way headed that one too.
yeah, I mean there were all kinds of different imprints, and Shade the Changing Girl was one that had come out along with that wave, and started about the same time that I started working here and getting into comics, a lot more deeply, and I'm in the minority because it has a very small demographic, but I hit that perfectly and have just loved the character ever since. I love Cecile Castellucci, who wrote it. Marley Zarcone, who draws it, has a great art style that fits that super psychedelic madness.
Because it
realm.
is a weird book. It is. It's not something
totally
you pick
weird.
up casually.
No, but it the emotional quality, because basically what happens is that Shade is it's not really Shade from the original series that is in this book. It's an alien from a different species who finds the madness coat that Rack Shade used to use that gave him his superpowers, and she has come to Earth, which she's always idolized, and starts to use the madness, and she takes over the body of a teenage girl, and it's just weird. It's so well written in that alienated feeling,
Right.
where you're a teen and you have no idea who you are or who you are going to become, and you're trying to find how to fit into this society that you don't really know anything about, and it was very relatable for me.
That's just really cool when a small niche product like that, or a title like that meets a small demographic. That's pretty incredible. It's a little bit tragic though, because probably not going to have the support to keep going.
Is that?
No.
It finished though. It did
okay.
finish.
Okay.
They finished
it didn't get canceled.
Well,
Okay, that's good.
They did Shade the Changing Girl, and then they changed it over to Shade the Changing Woman.
Yes.
And they
Okay.
finished that story arc. They were always meant to be short stories anyway. So.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what's up.
For me, I want to talk about the independent side of books. I mean, I'm happy with what's going on with Marvel. I'm super happy with DC going into the future and focusing on that. But god damn it, every time there's a new book out that only goes to a few different people, and only some maybe 100 people will pick it up in the grand scheme of things, I love that shit because it's telling its own unique story. One of the ones that I just picked up was Heart Attack, which was our featured book last week, and man. That's dealing with some social issues on a very small level, in the same way like the X-Men, the People of Powers,
Word.
whether they are violent or not, they're different. So then there's a variant peacekeeping force that are just beating these people on the streets. There's other people who are abusing, maybe not abusing, that's not the right word, but taking advantage of broadcasting about it and speaking out on it, and they get like network reviews, and they stop being a voice for the people and instead turn into a voice for money while using that same face. I love that shit. I want more stories like that.
Word. Is that the first issue of Heart Attack? Okay. So you got all. I'm my fault, TJ. You got all that in the first issue.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It did a really good job of not doing over exposition, but letting you see. Okay, here's a character someone else mentioned. Here's them now, and they're this person on TV. They're a personality. They're also kind of a skeezy guy. But then there's this lady who's trying to make her network brand bigger, but also trying to help the people. And I'm excited to see what happens.
So there's no question that it's a great book. But why are you thankful it's here?
I'm thankful it's here because you don't see that kind of narrative in mainstream stuff.
Oh, okay.
For that, you have to go with, okay, well, here's a strong storyline that Nightwing is going to be a part of. But, oh, you know what? It's Year of the Villain, so we got to kind of pump the brakes on that and do all of our tie-ins.
The tie-in and event
with these ones,
intrusions.
It's more like, no, I'm just going to tell my story. I don't have to tie into a larger universe.
Well, I mean, when you have characters that you already know, it's impossible to kind of destroy everything you ever knew about Nightwing and be able to read a new story, no matter how well written it is. You're already preconceived notions about how this story should play out, or what Nightwing should be doing, or how he should
Or you
behave,
can
or
go DC
whatever.
Black Label and just
Put it all out there.
anything else we've ever done.
The only Nightwing we saw in Black Label Damned was a dick, but not him.
Really? And it's hard
it was
to
the
act
Bruce
like you don't
Wayne.
know dick about dick.
Ah.
And that's one of the things too I've grown more to be thankful for with branching out to like Image and other labels outside of the bit too. We don't have to worry about storylines just stopping for an event tie-in and trying to pick back up, or that story might not even go back to where it's headed because an event happened and everything changed once again.
Right, and I'm starting to get that kind of event fatigue with these bigger, with Marvel and DC. It's just like once one is done, it only existed to set up the next one, which only exists to validate one that happened before, which only exists to further that in a whole new series.
Or slightly askew things to make it closer to the movies.
Right.
And as we've discussed before in a previous podcast, wicked big change, and then not such actual big change.
You know what property has been doing that, or what series I guess has been doing that really, really well. That's independent is Black Hammer.
Yes.
They have their main story. They have all these like spin-offs and like tie-ins, but and for the most part, they're all pretty quality. And it's not. I mean, they end one story arc and they start another, and it's a totally different like mini series or limited series, and it's just really well thought out. They're new enough and individual enough to be able to jump around and not have it matter to the overall story or plot.
It's like events, but events that mean something, and instead of like, oh, this will change the universe forever, it doesn't change the universe forever. It changes the characters and then throws them into an alt universe where they have to exist and do their thing.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I love The Good Place. Yeah, it's the same 4 characters you're following, or 6 if you count Janet and Michael, but it's just changing the situation around them. They are still fundamentally those characters, and they have to adapt and learn, and I love that shit.
Yeah, and they give a reason for them to go back to who they were because they can reset it. So it's like, all right, now I understand why they lost all that character progression, but then they get to evolve again, but then in a different path, but then you can also see how they all get back to the same.
It's
Good
great,
Place.
yeah. Like, I mean, there's something to be said, and this is the last part of Good Place I'll get on.
Oh, I did watch the last
it's so
episode
good.
with the note. Oh, that had me like, oh.
I got real emotional.
There
now,
is no answer.
But Eleanor is the answer, and my heart just melts, and then it's like, oh, we'll be back in January.
White vagina.
Son of a bitch.
But I love the whole Chidi and Eleanor thing, because every season, like, we found each other again. We always find each other. We'll do it again.
Don't worry. We'll reset this bitch again, and then we'll do it all over. Yeah.
We'll get back there.
But let's go into, speaking of The Good Place, let's go into the TV aspect of what we're thankful for. Because TV has boomed in geeky ways in a lot of ways, including things like Happy, which didn't reach a lot of people because it was on Sci-Fi.
Did you watch it?
I did.
Was it good?
It was
I
good.
didn't even know about it till now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these books, a lot of these properties that are being optioned for TV shows, and people don't know until they come in. Oh my God, I just watched that. Was that a comic book before? Was it
I know, it's amazing how many people don't realize that The Walking Dead was a comic
It's
before
ridiculous.
it was a TV show.
It makes sense. The only reason I knew it was a comic because I was in the comics. And, being on websites, I knew that was coming. But at the same token, like, I don't blame him, but like, I'm glad you came in, and now let us educate you with the source.
It opens the door.
I was one of them that didn't know that until like after the first episode.
Okay,
I'm literally on IMDb going, "Oh, Walking Dead, this is bitching. Fuck, there's like 25 volumes of it." All right,
Because when people think comic books, they think superheroes and tights. They don't think zombies and everything else. Like, comics are just stories. The most popular ones just have to be the more
and you had only
fantastical.
seen the first episode of Walking Dead before finding out it was a volume.
Yeah.
Negan was nowhere near where you thought the show was going to go, I bet.
Oh no, not at all. No, I just happened to be at the time into zombies, and I'd read all kinds of other novels and independent movies and all kinds of stuff about zombies, and it was pretty awesome, and I liked it. It held pretty well to the zombie genre itself. Physics applied. There were some realities involved.
Right.
And so I was really interested. Then I saw it was a comic book right away.
For me personally, right now, the biggest blessing in my life when it comes to TV
Speak your truth.
is His Dark Materials on HBO.
Oh, I ain't started that yet. I want to binge it.
You mean the Golden Compass TV show?
The series. I like the movie because I didn't read the books.
Pretty much. I mean, it's called His Dark Materials. I mean, it's just like I have always loved this series passionately.
Yeah.
I read it. You know, I was at the intended age range for this book series, and there is a comic book of the Golden Compass, but it like sold and went out of print almost.
Right.
It's still a Daniel Craig Golden Compass thing, right?
No. Well, yes.
Ooh, I saw the rage.
Okay.
Yes, but no.
Pounce on you like a spider
I mean,
monkey.
Same property, but totally different. Because this one is so well done. I mean, we're talking about a network that is fresh off the heels of producing Game of Thrones.
Right.
Throne.
And, you know, so they have the ability to produce a high quality version of this story. And
Which is what you want when
yeah.
people take these kinds of,
Yeah.
you don't want it to be an NBC show.
I've
Whoa,
waited and
whoa,
waited and
whoa,
waited.
whoa, whoa.
There's,
What are the conditions under which you would like it to be like an NBC show?
Is that?
I need Kramer noises. I need...
The Cape, baby.
the Cape will never come back.
See,
and I'm so sorry.
There's a comic book called The Cape. That's the first thing I thought of.
That's what it's based off of.
Are you lying or are you telling
No,
me?
it's
based on the TV series? What, the
the
magician
other
in the
way
series?
around.
Oh, it was a comic book first?
And we're right back.
Full circle. Full circle. No, you're not bullshitting, right?
not bullshitting.
It's about a
That's
dude
the
that
game.
found some carnies in the sewer and learned how to use his cape to
Joe Hill did that.
Yo, that's hilarious. 6 seasons of the movie, yo.
the reason why you'll never see a show like this on NBC is because it is so like controversial, because it basically, I mean, it deals with
Polar bears?
Yeah. They're white, you know.
I know. But actually, if you shave their skin, they're black.
They got black skin
Skin,
underneath.
yeah.
Aren't we all, though? We all
Yeah. We all come from Africa.
not the polar bears. It just deals a lot with, you know, church and heresy and what is a soul and what is sin and where does sin come from and originate and Adam and Eve and
Well,
you know they eventually end up killing God, and
That's one of the reasons why my mom wouldn't let me watch The Golden Compass. Because she saw the polar bears, and Narnia had just come out like a year before the movie,
And
not the
Narnia
book.
is super Christian.
Yeah, and Narnia is an allegory for Christ, you know. And I'm like, let's go see this. And she read the reviews, and she's like, they kill God, and those children are going to hell.
yeah, it didn't. That doesn't come until you know much later in the series, but.
It doesn't, it's not premature.
I mean, the HBO series is doing a fantastic job. Casting is great. Production is great. Special effects are amazing.
Word.
I mean, I'm so completely blown away.
Well,
So,
and it's like how we've been hearing for a while that Sandman is going to get to debut as a TV show on Netflix now. But I think TV had to get to a point here where we're able to flesh out these stories, and it's better than just, oh, here's a 2-hour movie. There's the first
Voila.
5 volumes. That's bullshit.
and then you needed a company to need the IP too, because now that Netflix is losing all the Disney shit, they'll be losing all the Warner shit. They gotta find some more shit to adapt into TV series. And now that they have the money for the production and Sandman, like most of the things that we love in geek culture, you can't tell the story right or do it justice in, like you said, 2.5 hours. We need a series, we need seasons, and you already more or less have the rough draft of the beginning, middle, and end. So if you want to go your different route, you can. And if you want to set up spin-offs and things of that nature, you already know the roadmap to do that.
So with that kind of long-form story, Kelsey, what TV show based off of geeky things are you most thankful for?
I always got several, but right now, I'm going to just go with the Titans on the DCU app. Because that boy Nightwing is about to get his costume finally in his last episode, and he's about to go toe-to-toe with Slade, and his mind manipulation.
How does he do that stupid thumb?
You can't see it right now, but Daniel is dislocating his thumb.
He's doing close-up magic on the podcast.
Don't worry, guys. I only cut off my thumb. It's fine.
But Titans is great. It's definitely a step up from season 1. Season 1 was just like it was watchable. It was like But they definitely took their time. They listened to the complaints. They corrected a lot of things. The characters evolving. The acting is better. The story is better. I'm not a fan of Sir Davros being Batman because he doesn't look like Bruce, but he acts like Bruce. He pulls it off, and it's giving me something every Friday to look forward to, and it's delivering in this new interpretation of the Titans, and that's what I like to. You give me a different world. And even though we know the characters at the base of who they are, it's nice to see them be reconnected and connected into different ways to different people at the same time.
Well, you also get those fun little Easter eggs, and you're the one that told me we get to see, even though you don't like Sir Davos as Batman, he does the Bat-Tusi.
He does the Bat-Tusi in one episode when Dick goes
What?
to this.
Hold on. That was a Bat-Tusi.
Here, he'll do it right now.
From the old Adam West with him and Robin. I think it was on some
Once
Joker
again,
does.
perfect for an audio medium.
This is the John Travolta Pulp Fiction dance.
Well, prior to that, it was Adam
No,
West.
Adam West did it.
76.
No.
66.
Yeah.
Probably,
66.
probably
Wasn't-
not.
66.
No.
Were her hands more like this? Too?
But but his hands are like...
Yeah, because I think they was under the influence of Poison Ivy.
For those of you who can see what we're doing.
Yes. Google Bat-Tusi. And he does it too. And if you didn't know what that was as a fan, you're like, what is he doing on stage with these strippers? But being a fan of Adam West, that was my first Batman, and it was just like, oh, Bat-Tusi, I know that, I get that reference.
And TJ, you were around when that reference came out because you were what, young age of 35?
Yeah, 35, 37.
That's
yeah,
right, that's right.
Right around the Industrial Revolution. But I had known nothing about the Bat-Tusi.
Fun fact, TJ was a newsie in the movie Newsies.
Yeah,
Christian
right.
Bale's character was based off him.
I'm not nearly as limber as I was then. But,
And the mechanics?
yeah, in the mechanic. Yeah, can't you tell? No. No, but so what am I thankful for in the television world? I am thankful for two things and afraid for probably the same thing.
Okay.
And so the two things I'm thankful for is it's going to be weird, but
that's fine.
I like
Get weird.
Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You know what?
And I'll tell you why. It has nothing to do with the actual show exactly, but what it did is it tied Avengers and Civil War, all these things. Yet never actually involved them, made oblique references to them.
Nick Fury popping up here.
Yeah, and so you had a couple of folks who were never going to cross over into the actual MCU movies anyway, but they were still there. Kept Agent Coulson alive, but what it really did is kept audiences at least a little bit interested. And at the time, it was about the only Marvel television series it was on.
Yeah.
True that.
Okay, so the second thing, and I think just about everybody on the planet is thankful for this, or they should be, is Disney Plus.
Oh.
Thank you, Disney Plus.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. I love it. I have been watching nothing but Disney Plus for the past, for when did it come out?
About a
Last
week
year.
and a half, 2
I think
weeks
so.
ago?
Last
I mean,
Tuesday.
I think I watched every one of the Star Wars Skywalker saga. Just got to rewatch them. Got to get myself fresh.
McClunky.
And it was awesome showing my kids. They hadn't seen them. Not all of
Really?
them, or hadn't really paid attention before. They were too young or something. And I
But you got to have that moment of, hey, here's what I love.
walked them
check it
through.
out.
I got
Yeah.
and my 9-year-old goes, Dad, Jar Jar Binks is an idiot, right? I said, yeah, you're right.
But
I
he
love you,
also
kid.
faced the same enemies we have today. Big boomers.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
That's what happens when you let Lucas do his own thing.
But so Disney Plus is also the thing that I'm a little bit afraid of. Not Disney Plus specifically, but if you ask this table here, what's your favorite television series? We come up with like half a dozen, and I haven't heard of any of them except for Titans. And so
You've never heard of Game of Thrones?
I've heard of Game of Thrones. What you talking about? She's talking about some other weird
Vampire
stuff.
Diaries.
Right?
So, you don't know Walking Dead?
Like something the Yaya Sisterhood series or something, or whatever it was.
Y'all heard y'all put it in Traveling Pants. That was some legit movies though.
This is why he gets you the whiskey, so
That's right. Get
don't
you
let
all
him use
fired
it
up.
as a pass.
No, but so what I'm afraid of is that there's going to be.
This is the time I say, okay, boomer.
yeah!
Yes, insert there.
Here's the time when I say, Google what a boomer is. I ain't one.
Because he needs someone younger to operate the internet, so that
Gen
way he
X.
can get to the boomers, see
You
what
know,
it
you
is.
want to sell? They just bring it. Gen X is where where I am.
No, I understand. My dad
Anyway.
found out what
Hey
Urban
Siri
Dictionary
into
was
his
about
Android phone.
Yeah.
To my Android phone. All right, it doesn't work like that, right? Because it's an iPhone Apple thing. That's what Siri is. Thanks. Write that down, folks. Okay. So
I almost fell asleep right there.
So what am I?
Almost.
What I'm afraid of, though, is that we are producing way too many of these shows. That people are just going to eventually stop being able to pay attention to them, and it's all going to turn into white noise. And it's going to be something that subcult, the people that like Strange Brew and what's that, Buckaroo Banzai. That's a white thing. It's old.
I know. I haven't seen it because
it's old and white.
Yeah.
And
well, I know a lot of white shit. I pride myself on my white knowledge because you gotta know your.
But the Bonneville Salt Flats, they're white too.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the secret.
Anyway, nothing says Thanksgiving podcast quite like a white man telling you who's white that's in your life.
That's right. Okay.
But if you have a problem with that now, just wait until Disney starts giving us 4 to 5
45?
4 to 5 TV series on top of 4 movies a year.
Dude, agreed. Absolutely.
I'm waiting for it. I can't
excited.
Wait. I'm so excited.
Have you not seen the Expanding the Universe with Kevin Feige? The fact that him talking about this is what's going to set the groundwork and introduce characters that we will see into the MCU without having to have a movie about their background because we have a TV show.
Yes.
I think that's brilliant.
Preach.
Okay, so going back to the first 2 things I was grateful for is that yes, I'm thankful that all these are there, right? Because I can pay attention to them. I know what they are.
Right.
But anybody else coming in, it's going to be. We're going to get to the point where it's going to be white noise.
Fuck them then.
Well,
I'm here for this shit.
It's kind of the same effect as what happens with comics that sit on the rack when you have, multiple Avengers titles and then you have multiple Wolverine titles.
And he's on all the multiple Avengers.
Where do you start?
Not to mention multiple X-Men titles.
Oh yeah.
And he's in all
For a
of them
newcomer, it's impossible to know exactly where to start, what's important, what's good.
That's true.
That's why you benefit from coming to your local comic shop and talking to your local comic nerd because they're the ones who can direct you. You don't have to do all the research before you order something shitty on Amazon.
Absolutely. Speaking of your local comic book shop, we are going to do this disclaimer a little late in the game. We are recording at Escape Velocity Comics downtown. It is our studio.
We are.
It is our place of worship when it comes to all things
Fortress
Escaping
of Solitude.
Podcast. In no way, shape, or form does our opinion, belief, any of that shit reflect that of Escape Velocity or its comics or its people or its lovers or its grandparents.
Or the
this
haters.
Thanksgiving season, be thankful that Escape Velocity and Escaping Podcast are 2 separate entities.
Yes, sir.
Back to you, Daniel. Stop it, Daniel. Look at you. Don't eat you up. I won't eat you up. So, I am thankful. I'm thankful that we have a platform where we're going to see these stories get bigger. Yeah. Because I would like a TV show explaining She-Hulk, explaining Moon Knight, explaining Miss Marvel before they get thrown in the MCU, which Kevin Feige has already stated is going to happen afterwards.
Exactly.
I think it's perfect to have that kind of a campfire, different people telling stories. Yes.
Well, so I guess my argument here is that if I can only watch so many shows because, I've got family or I got to drive something like that, a life, fair enough. Okay, but if I can only watch so many shows, I'm only going to watch a few of these, dozens that are on, right? Now, there might be a market for every one of those out there, but probably not, to be truthful. So if everybody's only watching a few of them, all these other cool ones that were kind of, I really want to learn the backstory of that because I'm a nerd, right? And I'm on this podcast. I'm not going to be able to because it's going to quickly die out. It's not going to have the support. It's going to get rated off the network and dropped. And so that's why I'm afraid is that we're pumping out so many of them that we're going to lose attention for any of them. And so we're only going to get the mainstream ones. I mean, everybody knows who Batman is. So let's start up a Batman, series. Great. Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen though.
What?
They tried that with Gotham, and if they could have did a Batman series, they would have did one. Because if you got the Batman, probably give us Bruce Wayne, not Little Bruce.
See, now we're at the point of the Thanksgiving dinner where everyone was having a good time, and someone had to go and bring up something shitty like Gotham.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not my fault. He brought up Batman.
Yeah, but it's not specifically about that. The point is somebody might watch WandaVision because they were pretty excited about what happened.
I'm going to watch the
right?
fuck out of WandaVision.
Now, all of us are, but aside from the 4 of us in this room, there's only 4 of us in the room, right, Daniel?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway,
sure.
But aside from that, I mean, the general population may not be probably doesn't understand what WandaVision is going to be about.
I will argue against that because the Marvel Disney brand is what it is. Avengers Endgame is the highest grossing movie of all time.
Sure.
And they're banking on Marvel. So if you already have the Disney Plus app, something Marvel pops up, you watch all the movies, you're going to watch this one. Doctor Strange made money. All these things going to be making money. And they're going to make sure hey, in between Black Widow and Eternals, that's what I'm mostly afraid
Yeah,
of. But
confused
hey,
by that
Loki's
too.
coming. Guess what? Loki's gonna tie in this, and guess what's gonna come after this? What if Falcon and the Winter Soldier? So I don't have no fear with that. It's just more like when we start getting into other people like the Moon Knights and things of that.
I love
way.
Moon Knight. I love Moon Knight for
well,
years.
it's
I
not
can't
connected
wait.
to anybody like She-Hulk. Oh, the Hulk, so she must be the female version. Let me check that out. Or Miss Marvel. I seen Captain Marvel. I can't wait for her to get in the movies to get Carol Danvers out here, but this isn't about.
It's going to come down to casting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, it will come down to casting whether or not any of these shows get enough momentum at the very beginning in order to make the cut, basically.
Well, also looking who they have as a showrunner,
Yeah.
That's really important. The fact that we have Jon Favreau doing The Mandalorian is very instrumental in why this is good. This is the
Agreed.
same man that started the Iron Man series in essence,
He birthed
the
this
MCU.
MCU. Hell yeah.
But going with movies, let's switch gears to our last topic. What are y'all thankful for when it comes to movies? For me, aside from the superhero ones, I could watch those till I die. But I like the idea of more quirky elements coming into play in more mainstream movies, or at least movies that are getting a chance to be more mainstream, if not right off the bat. You know what I mean?
For
Yes.
example,
For example, let's go back a little bit. Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
Okay.
which set the groundwork for more of those kind of ridiculous. You just got to accept what's happening
Accurate
as
to the
it
source
goes.
material.
Accurate to the source material.
Yes.
Still based off of a comic book, not necessarily superheroes, but there are people
Super in their
around
own
that have
world.
extra fighting abilities or something
They
like
turn
that.
the coins.
Going with that too. There's a underrated movie called Tai Chi Zero where you think, okay, this guy's gonna be like an Ip Man kind character. He's gonna go in, he's gonna save the town, and as he's there squaring off against the first person he's supposed to fight, you get a versus sign between them. You get like little circles around his feet, and that was directly influenced by Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Or Mortal Kombat.
But
Street
the
Fighter.
way that it was shot, kind of very Edgar Wrighty, and even Edgar Wright movies are. I can't wait to see what that man does. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and then at World's End. World's End was about robots taking over a city while these buddies are going to go drink and finish the Golden Mile. It's fucking brilliant. It's nerdy concepts with well-known actors, sometimes without well-known actors, and it can just go and be something amazing without being superheroes, but still just right there on the fringe of that kind of nerd culture that it's going to attract those people.
So what movie this year does that for you?
This year, I wouldn't say The Lighthouse so much that's just Robert Pattinson fucking a fish, but that's still weird and out there and it's amazing.
He wasn't the woman in Shape of Water.
No, but The Shape of Water also.
So he
That
fucks a
too.
fish in that movie too?
No, Robert Pattinson wasn't in that movie.
No, I'm talking about in the movie you're talking about.
In The Lighthouse.
But in
He's
the
fucking a fish.
theater, was he fucking a fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No, he
guys,
wasn't. You just said he wasn't.
in The
Now, in
Lighthouse.
Shape of Water, she fucked the mermaid.
Yes,
man.
and in The Lighthouse, he fucks a fish.
I didn't even know what that
Fucks a
was
mermaid.
about. They
How
should have
does that
told me. I
even
would have
work?
watched that. They have gills. Did you see the boys?
In the gills?
You just.
God.
I didn't see it. I'm just speculating, but
I mean, that's a whole
I don't
level of
know.
kink that I'm not ready for.
I
In
mean,
the
you know,
gills? You
in
said?
the
yeah. Well,
gills.
we did not even touch on like the Amazon shows that.
Big Mouth Bass.
Oh, Amazon's doing some good stuff there
Yeah, they
too. The
I'm thankful for the boys.
Good Omens, Good Omens. Which, if you guys haven't seen,
I have not.
seriously, dear
Yeah,
God,
it's really good.
dear God, go see, go watch Good
Yeah,
Omens.
give praise to her.
So Robert Pattinson fucking a fish is what you're thankful for.
It's
In
weird.
movies.
It's out there. It didn't have a chance to be a thing 10 years ago. Now, because of how out there we've gotten with the culture of these bigger movies, we can have these types of stories. What was it? The Lobster, Tusk. Those were some weird, messed up movies that
was cool.
just recently, when that first came out, people are like, no, don't like it. But it still set the groundwork for these weirder movies nowadays. I love that shit.
Yes.
I think it's amazing.
Word. So in the Lobster, somebody get turned into a lobster? Mm-hmm. Word. Oh, shit.
You didn't see The Lobster?
I didn't even know the lobster was a thing. Plus,
Colin
I'm allergic
Farrell,
to.
his brother goes
Plus, I'm
missing.
allergic
He's
to
at a
lobster.
hotel, but everyone gets turned into different animals to find their partner.
So I'm just
and
stay
Where
away
do
from
you work?
anything. Yeah, we don't sell real lobster. That's why I can work there. I just don't have to digest that shit. But yeah.
I'm gonna make a list for the podcast. I'll put it up on the page of all the weird movies in the last 5 years that I've loved.
Did you
guys
see
should be
Turbo
the same.
Kid?
Turbo Kid was amazing.
I
but
know.
Turbo
I asked
Kid-
you if you saw it.
yeah,
I love that shit.
it's so good.
Because I bought the DVD, but then when I tried to play, it was like, oh, this is only available in Canada. You can't play it unless some American.
It was
like,
available
what?
on Netflix, and that was also heavily influenced by Kung Fury.
Exactly.
Kung Fury was weird enough to be its own thing there,
too. I think from the same producers of Hobo with a Shotgun and Rubber as well.
Which is also a direct influence from Danger 5, which was an Australian show where that was parodying those old 70s and 60s action things where it was very ridiculous. There's so much about this that is making way for more things, and that's what I'm thankful for.
Yes.
You can make that list and put it up on the Patreon.
And if you go donate for the highest amount, we could watch it together. At least one of those movies with a bodyguard, because I don't want you to kill me.
Word. See, it's always nice having fresh brains in the mix.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
I don't understand. Like,
is the woman getting too much credit?
Okay, Boomer.
Yep. I guess so.
You know, Fox was trying to trademark Okay Boomer because they're trying to develop TV series or different shows based upon the OK Boomer shit.
Oh, no.
So they tried.
That is the most Boomer thing that they could.
Like, no, we got to jump ahead of this. We got to copyright this shit. But yeah, they tried to. It didn't go through. But yeah.
Of course it didn't.
Motherfucker, you didn't come up with it.
So movies, right? That's
C.
I mean,
that's what we were supposed to be talking about.
I guess I have been thinking about it.
Please make it something I know. Please make it something I know.
Well, see, the thing is that like I am one of those people who I'm not gonna watch WandaVision. I'm not gonna watch Moon Knight. I'm sorry, I don't have time.
Well, that's different.
I have to be so selective with what I'm allowed.
If you would,
to
if you
binge.
had the time, you would. That's what you're saying.
Okay,
absolutely. That's all I want to know.
Absolutely.
I'm fine. Okay.
If I had the time, I would, but I don't. That's just the God.
Give them truth.
Yes, I don't have the time.
She keeps it real.
You know, there are movies that have come out this year that I don't, or that I haven't gotten to see that I'm dying to see.
Okay, like what?
I never got to see It Part 2.
It was cool. I liked it. I liked the chapter 1 better than the second one, but it was watchable.
Yeah. I have not even seen Spider-Man: Far From Home. Yeah, I've not seen Spider-Man.
What are you waiting for?
I know.
Did you at least see Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes.
Okay, because that is the best Spider-Man movie we ever got.
So that being the case, I think in movies, what I am most thankful for is that we have this nice little phenomenon that's happening where creators are able to cross medium.
Okay.
And so now, like, for example, I don't know, with the aforementioned Gerard Way coming from music and then into writing. I mean, he created Umbrella Academy, and then that obviously led to the TV show on Netflix.
Which was just fantastic.
It was great.
But Doom Patrol is the better version of that, though, FYI.
Okay.
It's her turn?
I know. I'm just FYI to the ether.
That was a nerd moment. You got to put your glasses on.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually.
I've been trying to tell people you need to watch Doom Patrol, because if you like Umbrella Academy, Doom Patrol.
So I'm just overall, I'm just happy that we have creators who were, writing books or, making comics that are now stepping into the realm of making movies, and vice versa, where we've got movie moguls who are dipping their hands into the comics medium. And, I mean, it's literally anything is possible. Any comic that comes out that catches on, or that has a wide enough audience, it's entirely possible that it will become a movie or a TV show in a matter of years.
Netflix is signing checks.
Well, and look at what it used to be in the early 2000s when these movies first came out. They wanted to make them big. We even had a Legion book or Legion movie where this was the Angels versus Demons, but it was all
Tyrese was in that shit.
It was all very of the style of the Matrix or the early Fantastic Four movies or Spider-Man movies. And I know I dunk on them all the time, but they were doing something which set the groundwork for what we have now. Without that, we wouldn't be able to appreciate it. And in that, I will say TJ is right for appreciating a world where these exist.
Yeah. Imagine a world where they didn't exist.
I don't want to.
I would lived it.
Wait, we did too.
No, but he's an immortal. He remembers all the time before this.
Oh, have you killed your best friend yet? That's also an immortal.
Did you watch the No, well, I mean, there can only be one. But.
Exactly. I am a Highlander.
No, I watch Highlander.
He's not a Highlander, he's a high waster. Just the pants.
Nice. All right. That's not fair, but it's fine. Okay.
It was an attempt.
Okay, that's good. All right. Is it my turn
You
yet?
was a meme
Can we talk
meme
about things
for
that
that,
people
bro.
might know? All right, here we go.
If it's Hogan's Heroes,
I'm thankful for Hogan's Heroes this year.
Hulk Hogan?
Huh? Yeah, no, not at all. So don't give a rat's ass what you guys think about this next statement, but I am glad that we're going to finish the Skywalker saga.
I'm happy. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and
But you don't care that we're excited.
no, I don't. No, but the point is, I'm glad that the saga is going to end.
That's what they tell us.
That's I think the saga is going to end now. Star Wars movies will go on forever and ever, so there's no question about that. But I love the fact that Star Wars came out in 1977, 200 years after I was born.
Vandal Savage.
But it came out 2 years after I was born, and then it's going to finish here about 20 minutes before I die.
I told you we're so close to being able to take him down.
Who put your name in the death note? You're supposed to know that information.
I know that reference now.
He's the character from the song Christmas Shoes. Eventually, when he gets the Christmas shoes back, he turns to ash.
Nobody knows what you're talking
is
about,
Christmas
Daniel.
shoes?
All right.
You know the song.
No,
where
I don't.
The little kid whose mom is dead probably, and he's got to
Nope.
give her the shoes so when she meets
Starts
Jesus,
off
she
with
looks
a bell. Goes
pretty.
ding ding, my mommy's dead. Ding
Nope.
ding, I've got these Christmas shoes. Daniel, nobody knows what you're talking about.
Bro.
It's a Mexican thing, right?
Thank you.
Like
It
to
has to
buy
be.
these shoes
No.
for my mama, please.
No.
It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just the size.
Man, I can totally hear
How do
Mariah
I not
Carey
know-
singing that. That's
Can
incredible.
you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. You know why? Because she's been sick for quite a while, and I
Well, the
know
shoes
these
gonna do the
shoes will
same.
make her smile, and I want her to look beautiful when Mama meets Jesus tonight. That's a real song, and it's depressing as fuck.
Just sounds
stupidest-
depressing.
Take it away, Kels.
That's the stupidest Christmas
Oh.
song I've ever heard.
There you go.
And I'm talking about like grandma got ran over by a reindeer type shit.
Oh no!
Like,
If you go
No.
to K-Light and like this,
fuck is K-Light?
it's a radio station 106.3. Delilah comes on and she tells you
Oh,
how to
that's
fix your problems.
Delilah's network.
Yeah.
Okay,
Get on
I
there,
didn't know
tell
that.
her you're sad and you miss your mom and you want to hear a good Christmas
And
song,
she's
and I
barefoot?
guarantee you, she's
Okay.
yeah. Say your mom's the barefoot
My mom was
Contessa.
an amputee. She didn't have feet in the first place. So that's
No,
all
I'm
one
just saying
word
if
for
you
me.
want her to play this song, tell her those things.
No.
Say my mom's gonna meet Jesus tonight and I need her to look
I
beautiful.
would
Can you
not.
help?
No. Meet Jesus when he came with the chunkless? Hell no.
That's racist.
That's not. That's factual.
So Star Wars.
The Ewok tour. Wait,
So-
the Ewok Christmas is better than that song. I don't know what
That's
that
just
shit
the
was.
Star Wars Christmas special. The Ewok special was something else entirely.
Word.
It did.
Okay, you guys realize you're upsetting like at least half our base just
All
by
two of
talking
them.
about just by talking about Christmas music before Thanksgiving. You're not supposed to do that.
Ooh, shit.
I like to live on the edge, and
be fair,
anyone who
this
wants to
are-
fight me can fucking do that.
To be fair,
Through
this
the
episode will come out on
danger
Thanksgiving,
zone.
so we're cutting the splitting the hair
Right
right there.
I blame Daniel once again. Daniel, he was my friend. Daniel, gonna talk about some shoes
It's
for
like-
a mom that's dying.
It's like Elton John's right here.
So Star Wars.
Yeah. Anyway, so Star Wars. No, I really dig that it spans my life. All right, get all done. Get done.
No,
All right,
no,
but
please.
I love that it spans my lifetime, and I can share the Star Wars saga with my children. And I've just started recently reading the Star Wars. They call it the extended universe now, the Legends. And so not all of it, applies. A lot of it is, fairly creative, but for the most part, they don't take a huge stab away from what would fit into the
No.
Star Wars canon now.
So these are real books, not picture books, right?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's-
novels, not graphic
Yeah,
novels?
Right, like
one of
Timothy's
the-
on, that kind of stuff.
One of my favorite ones is Tales from Jabba's Palace. Have you read that one?
No, not yet, but
That's a
but
great
there's
series.
a bunch of them.
Yeah,
and
of
it's pretty
course.
cool. And so, no, I'm dipping back into the Old Republic, but just to see where it all starts. Honestly, because of the Force Awakens, when we're watching Jeddah get destroyed, we see all the statues laying down on the ground. So, anyway, love it. That's what I'm thankful for.
Yeah, that's
Star
sucks
Wars
for-
saga. The
Yeah,
Skywalker
that's
saga.
actually sucks for Star Wars fans that grew up reading all the novels and books.
Yeah.
Just for Disney to come up and like, nope, all that shit don't count no more. You know why? Because we got comic books again.
Well,
Here, read
and-
these. This is only canon lore now.
And they can't be bound by other people's writing. That's way too legally complicated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, and then you watch what they're doing. It's all like it's
Pretty
well
yeah.
in line with the universe. So it's pretty good.
And far as movies go this year, the movie that I'm most thankful for giving me one of my favorite characters growth that I didn't think I ever needed in my life, but that's gonna be Thick Thor from Endgame.
It's Bro Thor, but yeah,
it's Thick Thor because Thor came not with the 6-pack this time. He came with the whole keg because he killed Thanos, which he should have did in the first place, but he didn't. He should have went for the head. That's how I love when it started off. He cuts the head off. You don't give him time to finish his little soliloquy or whatever.
Soliloquy.
Yes, soliloquy. Thank you very
you've
much.
Been drinking.
Yeah, I've been drinking. I've been drinking watermelon. It's a Beyonce song. I know you don't know about anything about
Christmas
Beyonce.
Shoe.
Yes, exactly.
You've been drinking watermelon
That's
from a
Boo.
Christmas shoe?
That's
This is some old Greg level bullshit, baby. It's from a old Boo.
It's a sequel. I mean, it's a New York remix. You probably wouldn't know that.
Exactly, man. You got to get in the streets, bro. But
Anytime they gang up like this, I just imagine how it is when they hang out on the weekends. They're both
so we
dressing
gang up
like,
because we're all Irish white, and I'm a Negro, so we got to be in gangs
wait,
and shit.
no.
They just call me
Gangs in
Irish.
Nueva York.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you Irish or
No,
not?
I just- My fault for
I did
assuming your whiteness.
I did that Ancestry DNA shit, too. I'm not Irish. Not even close, man. I'm deep south. Kels, I'm deep south, buddy.
We all are.
Yeah. Deep south.
His family's crest is two guys in overalls holding beef jerky across a
Oh, they ain't jerky.
flannel.
That's Negro arms. Because it's dark. Yeah.
The beef jerky's made out of alligator.
Yes. Gator tastes like chicken.
That's
And
right.
it's a delicious animal. That means the dinosaurs had to taste like chicken, too. So
More
Fred
likely.
Flintstone had it right when he had that big slab of ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Ribs don't taste like chicken.
Dinosaur
Gators
ribs do.
taste like chicken.
'Cause
Gators are little dinosaurs, so
And
therefore
dinosaurs turned into birds, and they were
the
laid-
birds taste
eh,
like chicken.
Boom.
The egg came first.
Right there. Neil deGrasse Tyson, we need you on the podcast.
No, we don't. Keep that man away from
No,
me.
we will get him on the
Keep
podcast.
Neil deGrasse Tyson away from
I'll
me.
keep all
I
the,
will
all the other
bite-
brothers.
I will bite his fucking ear off.
That's not that Tyson though.
Nah, yeah.
You should run and hide, I think.
Yeah.
No. Neil deGrasse Tyson
No,
is someone
don't
I
do it.
did look up to and now don't anymore.
Why?
There was someone talking about the deaths of a bunch of people, and he
Yes.
goes, "Well, statistically, in the universe, it doesn't even matter because people die all the time." And they're
Well,
like,
he
"Oh,
wasn't
little tone
wrong.
deaf, little tone deaf.
Yeah, he
maybe,
wasn't wrong.
maybe be a little more, concerned." And he goes, "I'm sorry that people are, not able to understand what I mean." And I'm like, "Oh, you're a robot. Oh, he's
We
a
all
robot."
are.
No, we all aren't
We're
robots.
fleshbots.
No,
Yes, we
Kelsey.
Robots can have souls too.
No,
you
they
didn't see Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams?
That's
Did he become
actually
a
my
human
favorite
again?
movie on the planet.
Did he
Bicentennial
or
Man.
did he not?
I did not hang around long enough.
You seen
to
the new
watch that
Terminator?
movie.
The new Terminators that got souls and skins and shit.
So let's end this episode.
I still gotta talk about
Yeah,
Endgame.
he's got
Hold on.
So we get Thor, his whole journey
Yes.
from being worthy to unworthy, his whole transformation, the fact that he using a Stormbreaker to open up beer bottles and
And
shit.
where was he found? Where was he all getting fat and hanging out?
New
with-
Asgard, which was somewhere off the coast of Ireland or Scotland.
it's-
Not Ireland, man. Everything is Ireland.
It wasn't my hometown, Kels. It's not my
Boston?
Nope.
It could
Anyway,
have just as easily been like New Zealand. Or some
Exactly.
shit.
Exactly.
But it is the location where they found the Tesseract.
Yep.
Oh, and where's that?
He went back home. Hell if I know. Some Nordic town.
Oh, I
don't
thought
know.
you-
Gee.
But not Ireland.
Ireland,
See,
Scotland,
that's not.
Yeah. They're the same.
Iceland.
Neither of those. Okay, you're getting closer.
Greenland.
Man, watch Braveheart. Jeez.
I did watch Braveheart. I don't want to see all that white ass. If I want to see all the white ass, there's certain websites I go to.
If anybody wants to write in and comment on it, and in order to correct Kelsey's,
And most of that ass was blue, too,
feed.
by the way.
You're more than welcome.
And there's a
to.
website for that shit too.
It's like Smurfs,
Smurfs,
Rule
yeah.
34.
Yeah, Smurf. There's a Smurf video store in Phoenix,
So
Marine.
hold on. Hold on.
I still gotta get
connection, Daniel.
Hold on. I am
Come on.
baffled.
Get
I
there.
still need to get to the
I
end
am
game.
baffled that
I love you,
Wait,
3000.
TJ, you don't know half the shit we said, but you know that there is a Smurfs Rule 34?
No. Well, there's a Rule 34 for everything.
No, but you're...
You know what I'm
I'm
talking about.
confused that you didn't know half the shit I was saying throughout the podcast, but he mentions a
racist.
website for naked Smurfs, and you go, "Oh yeah, I know which one that
What
is."
kind of bookmark? What are you talking about?
You gotta be into your Smurfing shit.
That's right. How else
the
you
waves
gonna
have
understand
come
your
on.
audience?
Every
Huh?
Smurf has their day.
You thinking the Smurfette doesn't have a Pornhub site?
See, I wasn't even trying to say all that, but if we gonna get specific, yo, you need to check out I smurfed the sheriff, but I did not smurf the deputy. That's a joke, by the way, but no.
But it's probably there.
Yeah,
You need to check that shit out.
for real. But Endgame, so it wraps up like 10 years of the MCU storylines, but at the same time opening up the door for all the Disney Plus shows that we're about to get in the future. I love you 3000. It makes me tear up inside every time I just think about that line.
It ended it without ending it.
Exactly.
It was incredible.
Like the end. ...
That's right.
Cap's worthiness. We've been waiting for him to pick up that hammer since he barely moved it in Age of Ultron. They made Age of Ultron relevant. They made Thor: The Dark World relevant. And then we finally get to hear Cap say Avengers Assemble.
Hell yeah.
And that moment when the gates open up still gives me goosebumps right now. No R.L. Stein.
On your left.
Because you can see it on the left.
On your left.
And it goes back to Winter Soldier, arguably to me is the best Marvel MCU movie. And just all that shit paid off, except for the Hulk, but I'm not going to get into all that shit. But the movie was great. It's amazing. It made all the money. Brie Larson should not be nominated for an Oscar. I don't know what Disney was fucking thinking. She had 2 lines in the movie. Robert Downey Jr., yes.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just
a
saying.
lot.
That's kind of a lot there, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can dissect that and pull that away and look at
I'm going to wait till the holidays are over.
Cheeseburgers.
I'm going to wait to get past my birthday, and then I'll take a minute to listen to this episode and dissect everything that I just heard.
The latest theory online is that Morgan, Robert Downey Jr.'s daughter, was a construct, was a robot, an android.
Oh,
and then I Love You 3000 is the ILU 3000.
It's no.
Oh, Pepper could get popped. Like, yo, her shit was working.
But she never interacts with Morgan.
She does.
No.
She's holding her and stroking her hair when she's like, your daddy loved you.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very end.
And then he even says, oh, she said, I love you 3000. And she goes, wow, like, that's so nice, Tony.
Not my theory. I don't think so.
We're just going to wrap up this
Oh,
episode.
now we're just going to wrap it up.
Oh, okay. Now that we're getting good.
Yeah, now we get into the
We're
meat.
done.
The fact that it takes you guys an hour to get good.
Whoa.
That's how long it takes to get through a couple beers here. We're gonna,
You guys.
Yeah, we've been
hey,
killing it. Tasheena and I have been at it batting 1,000.
what do you mean by
Drag
us
down
guys?
Tasheena with you? Don't do
No,
that.
I'm lifting her up because you both said it now that you're getting good.
I'm
Just because we're the grumpier old man here doesn't mean anything.
I'm offended that you think that you just make assumptions about Kelsey and my people.
Exactly.
You mean the Irish?
Yes, he's black Irish.
Black Irish.
The oldest living person skeleton fossils were found in Ireland was a black dude that they named Cheddar. That shit's factual.
That's true.
That is true, see?
That's true. That's gospel.
He know his bloodline.
But here's the thing.
I know my bloodline.
If it's the oldest bones that they found before any of the Irish people, that means they killed them, right?
Well,
No, he just died.
The bigger,
Oh,
the
yeah, he
bigger
just
question
killed over
really
Cheddar.
is. The bigger question is once they went black, how did they go back to white?
Woo-wee! That's the question.
All right.
That's the question.
So-
Probably the milk.
So,
Potatoes probably.
Can I just say that
Please.
I kind of
No, but you could Google Fat Dad if you don't believe us. Like Cheddar Man. You didn't hear about Cheddar Man?
Cheddar
like,
Man.
2 years back? Cause he get that Cheddar Man.
Cheddar Man.
Pins they are flying.
I really love how for the most part TJ is sort of like brave but non-committal. With his
I'm gonna get a
opinions.
bumper
He's like,
Yeah.
like he has no specifics other than I like this basic concept and this basic idea of where things.
Sometimes you gotta be a basic bitch.
I don't know why we gotta start talking about everyone's underwear and shit. Just a basic concept. You know what? I like Star Wars. We're done. All right.
I want to thank everyone for listening
Whoa.
tonight. Let's go around for this Thanksgiving episode before I
This is the wrap
fucking
up.
flip the table in my heart
You
and in
ain't
my
gonna
head.
flip not a thing. You ain't flipping shit.
You know, you can't prove that I'm not black, by the way, because
Exactly. He could have vitiligo.
because all the
Like Michael
pictures
Jackson.
on the social media last week didn't show me. Just saying.
You're not very photogenic.
No,
Shit.
no,
That's
you're not.
honesty. I can take
I'm just
honest.
kidding.
That's cool.
I don't remember
So,
what I posted.
Plus, he said you don't want to be seen or found.
you guys remember that whole thing about us stepping on each other instead of just passing the ball?
It's too
We're
late
trying
now.
to get to this shit. We're trying to wrap this shit up. God
Like,
damn
you got
it.
anything else important to do tonight?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know. I got.
Oh,
I
well,
got
it's
7
the
beers
first
in
time
front
for
of me.
everything. Because for the first time in forever,
I had Christmas shoes.
I had Christmas shoes. Feliz Navi Zapados.
Mom is trying to get Jesus to swipe right on her. That's
For
crazy.
real, yo. Trying to kiss Santa Claus.
So
Boy, that
wrong.
mistletoe for sure.
I'm interested in hearing more about this song, Daniel.
For real. After this, you don't have to play us like the actual version.
Yeah. I mean, if your entire heritage isn't offended by this
Real.
point.
There is no structure to the end of this fucking episode.
That's what I'm thankful for. Boom.
What about you, TJ? What are you thankful for?
You know what?
Oh, I got more.
Believe it or
No,
not,
no, you're done.
I'm amazingly thankful for this group and this podcast.
Ah,
To be
shit.
honest
I
with
knew
you.
I should have said that.
Yeah.
I was going to say
no,
that.
for real. Y'all are folks that I value very much. You're extremely different than everybody else I run with, and
Glad to hear that.
I love the interaction. I love all that extra, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
It's good you love it and you're not annoyed by it.
Tasheena, what are you thankful for this year?
You can thank Gia.
I am thankful for the health of my boys.
There you go.
Oh, she's
know.
thankful for her health.
You guys too. You
We
guys
are the
too.
boys of
Actually,
Mother Milk.
you know what? I will completely and totally expand it. Right now, I don't have anybody who I know, who I really care about. Everybody around me is in good health.
That's
You
amazing
know.
considering the plague that's going on.
And
all
how
over the
old
nation.
TJ is.
That's right. I could die.
And
any
Daniel's
moment.
eating habits.
Well, I mean,
That fried,
Fuck you!
that fried mac and cheese bites, baby.
I don't-
know how much more Vassy you needed.
I don't normally get this personal, but TJ is only, if I'm doing the math correctly, 1 year older than my husband. So
I'm not her husband.
you're not my
How
husband.
old?
Whoa,
Wait a
how,
second.
wait,
How
hold
old-
on.
how
You
old
said
are
77. Star Wars came out in 77. 2 years. You were 2 years old at that
I'm
point.
44.
My husband was born in 76. So
Oh, he looks good for his age.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Wait a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, I was gonna say 'cause
Me
you
too,
look,
right,
like
Gus?
10.
You look about right.
Yeah, you look about 47. Like,
That's excellent. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, health
what's his
is a-
ethnicity?
Ethnic.
He's his mom is Italian and his dad is Norwegian.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Probably makes him whiter than me.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, the
that's-
privilege allows him not to deal with a lot of stress, so he doesn't age. And plus, he'll be in the military too. Like, yo.
Oh no, are you crying?
Every time a white man cries, a young person of color gets a Christmas present.
And get snatched away.
Yep.
What you gonna do with that book, Jamal? Learn?
I'm thankful this year for you guys for sure. This podcast is really great, even though I hate you both. And
Hey, hates make me great, baby.
no, I'm thankful for you guys. You guys is great. I am thankful for my family and my roommates and my girlfriend, who I've somehow conned into being with me. Thanks.
That's salesmanship right there.
I don't want to say anything but your Decepticons, but you have transformed into a better human being. I could say that. Since you can.
That's good. You're the most improved player.
Yes, you are.
Good job.
MVP.
I hate both of you so fucking much. Just 1 week, don't dunk on me, please. I'm getting to the point. I'm getting to the point where I'm
That's
like
more
gonna
like
kill
a
my.
finger roll.
I'm getting back to suicidal so fast every fucking week I do this.
You're a wonderful person, Daniel.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah.
You do.
After I said I was gonna kill myself,
Yeah,
that's what the.
I'm just-
Thank you. No, thank you.
Well, yeah, with all the macaroni and cheese bites you be eating. Like, yeah.
Fuck you.
Do you want something? No, bro.
For all those listeners that didn't tune out 20 minutes ago,
We still here.
we're going to wrap this episode up, I think, eventually.
I'm thankful for all you guys, all the escapees out here that make this thing possible. We do it for you. We do it for us. We do it for the world. We do it for the verse, the universe. Yeah. I'm happy to be alive. I'm thankful that I have this opportunity. I have a new job here.
No one at the job is thankful for that.
Okay, it's cool. It's fine. Like, I gotta
for
do me.
yourself.
See. Aw. But yes, I'm thankful for a lot of things.
And you know what? Actually, I'm sorry, Kelsey,
No,
but
go
I have
ahead,
to
Tasheena.
comment
Go
on
ahead,
that because
go ahead.
just the other day you were like, "Yes, I don't have to stay anymore because I'm not the new guy," or "I don't have to scurry up the stairs to
Yeah.
get the chairs because I'm not the new guy."
And then I worked with the new guy.
This guy.
Yeah.
Hey, how long is it until I start working here?
You're leaving, right?
Yeah. Aren't you going to like California or Denver?
Do you know where Denver's located?
Not here.
Right here. Just over there.
Maybe.
There's no stress
I
at the end of this. This is so,
I just start working
this
here,
is
so
gonna
I
be a
can't get you
nightmare for
into
me to
the
edit later.
like. I can't get you
this
into
is
the
so
group
fucking
yet.
stupid.
But if you stick around long enough, I can see what I can do. Pull some strings.
You can be my hookup.
Yeah, I can be.
I
I can be your reference. I'm like,
you've been working here 10 minutes, but that's good.
There's
Okay.
this young gentleman. He's in the comments. He's dependable and reliable. His name is TJ.
So you've already lied.
This young man.
Call him Tommy.
There you go. Pinball wizard. Right
I'm
there.
about to say the Green Ranger, but I won't give you all that drip though.
So
This is gonna suck to edit. I want you all to know this might not even be good at the end. This might just be bullshit.
No, it's gonna be great at the
No,
end.
you don't know how to, you don't edit it. You don't know all the shit you guys have been doing.
I'm a wishful thinker because Gaia has blessed me with her infinite wisdom, sprouting me from a seed from her bounty of her earth.
I am thankful that Daniel's willing to edit these episodes
Exactly.
all by himself.
Exactly. She loves you, man.
I hate all of you. I hate this show. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit and move back to Texas, and I'm gonna do a different podcast all by myself.
I'm just saying.
Thanks for listening, everyone. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Escaping Podcast.
And whatever streaming site you listen to us right now, make sure you tell all your friends, your families, your amigos, your padres.
Yep. We are on Patreon now, so make sure you go ahead and check us out there if you think we deserve any money for the work we do here. We've also got some bonus content up there, including our Mandalorian series.
Indeed.
Check it out. Today we're going to leave you with And to Her I Will Sing My Songs at Home by Dear Rabbit. They are a local band, and they've got a show coming up Sunday, December 14th at the Underground. Make sure you check them out. They're pretty good. Remember, there can only be one chum bucket.
And once you're done stuffing your face with a lot of turkey, ham, greens, tomato, yams, and all that good shit, you always could be an escapee and escape with us on the Escaping Podcast. Stay uncanny, y'all.
Mother, she was one of 8 or 9. I get lost at 7 all the time. A former English teacher, sometimes she still writes poems. And to her I will sing my songs at home. Father was his parents' only son. No sisters either, he was their only one. Father knows I gave up much for song. He knows the many things that I've done wrong. I'm not like my mom. I'm not like my dad. I'm somewhere in the middle. My mom writes the poems that could become